Welcome to our video, where villains are not just satisfied with causing chaos and destruction in the lives of superheroes. No, they have a new diabolical plan. In this edition, we explore the disturbing concept of villains who have sought to conceive a child with superheroes in order to achieve their nefarious goals. These 7 stories showcase the lengths that some villains will go to gain power, control, and domination over their enemies, from seduction to manipulation and even outright coercion. These villains will stop at nothing to bring their twisted plans to fruition. So buckle up and get ready to delve into the dark and twisted world of supervillains and their quest for ultimate power. Before we get into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Talia al Ghul is a woman with power, cunning, and a seductive charm that can ensnare even the strongest of men. As the daughter of the infamous Ra's al Ghul, she has been trained in the art of combat and possesses a sharp intellect that makes her a formidable foe. She is a villain who is not afraid to use her feminine wiles to get what she wants. In an elaborate plan to breed a perfect heir for Ra's al Ghul's empire, she chose the perfect mate. Yes, Batman. After aggressively testing Batman in various aspects, Ra's al Ghul declared him his successor and the leader of the League of Assassins. Although there are 2 different stories about how she conceived the child, the purpose remains the same. In the Detective Comics issue number 411, they got married, and their romance resulted in the birth of a son. In Batman, Son of the Demon, it was shown that Talia dragged Batman and raped him to get impregnated. However, in both versions, after their sexual encounter, Talia became pregnant with Batman's child. As per the first version, Batman, the acting leader of the organization, was torn between his loyalty to Ra and his desire to protect Talia and their unborn child during a quest against Cain. He insisted that Talia be taken to a safe place, away from the danger surrounding them. However, Talia's pregnancy took a turn for the worst, and she lost the baby. Batman was devastated by the loss of his child, and his relationship with Talia was irreparably damaged. Talia brutally broke up with Batman, and he returned to Gotham, a broken man, haunted by the what-ifs of a life that could have been. But all was not as it seemed. 9 months later, a baby was given away at an orphanage, and it was soon adopted by a loving couple. The baby wore a necklace that Batman had given to Talia, revealing that Talia had not lost the baby after all. She had lied in order to manipulate Batman into helping Ra against their enemies. Talia's manipulations show the lengths to which villains will go to achieve their nefarious goals, even if it means using the gift of life as a bargaining chip. The story of Talia and Batman's ill-fated romance is just one of many tales of villains who use pregnancy as a tool for their twisted schemes.
That was for saving my cat.
Catwoman. Catwoman, also known as Selina Kyle, is a master thief and skilled fighter, but she is not immune to the allure of motherhood. In Tom King's Batman run, Catwoman found herself unexpectedly pregnant with Batman's child, causing both heroes to question their futures. For Catwoman, the prospect of motherhood brought up feelings of vulnerability and a desire for a more domestic life. But as a woman who had always lived by her own rules, could she truly accept the idea of settling down? The unexpected pregnancy also raised questions about Batman's future as a father and whether he could balance his responsibilities as a superhero with those of a parent. The anniversary edition of the series promised to delve deeper into these complex issues and explored the challenges of parenthood for 2 characters who never thought they would have children. Although the reasons for the pregnancy haven't been disclosed yet, it is assumed that this might be part of a larger scheme, maybe using the child as leverage on Batman. While some might view a pregnancy as a joyous occasion, for Catwoman and Batman, it was a complicated and potentially dangerous situation. As they navigated through new roles as parents, they had to also continue to fight against the villains who threatened Gotham City. Would they be able to protect their child while maintaining their identities? The story of Catwoman's pregnancy was a fascinating exploration of the challenges that come with mixing family and villainy, and a must-read for fans of Batman and his rogues gallery.
Are you refusing the royal throne of Almerac? Are you refusing
Maxima, the warrior queen of the planet Almerac, is a force to be reckoned with. She's an alien with incredible strength, and she's on the hunt for a partner worthy of her power. Her travels lead her to different galaxies and universes, but she gets her sights on the Man of Steel himself, Superman. She wants to bear his child and create an unbeatable heir for the throne of America. In Action Comics issue number 651, Maxima revealed her plan and argued that their DNA was compatible, making Superman the perfect mate for her. She was convinced that no human female could carry a Kryptonian child, so why should Superman refuse her offer? But when Superman did refuse, Maxima became both furious and surprised. In the animated series episode, Warrior Queen Maxima forcefully brought Superman to her own kingdom, hoping to convince him to mate with her. However, her plans were foiled by her nemesis, and Superman was eventually able to win back Almerac's throne for her. He explained to Maxima that he could not conceive a child with her because he had chosen to live his life on Earth. Maxima let Superman return to Earth and happily continued to rule America. Despite her initial villainous intentions, her desire for a child was born out of a need for a powerful heir to her throne rather than pure evil. However, her aggressive pursuit of Superman highlights the danger of using force to achieve one's desires. Hela, the Asgardian goddess of death, has always been obsessed with power, and what better way to secure her position than to bear a child with the god of thunder himself? In this storyline, Hela was Loki's daughter and not his sibling. In the comics, Hela manipulated Thor into becoming her prisoner, promising him his freedom in exchange for a child. She wanted a strong heir to rule Valhalla with her. Thor rejected this proposal and tried to escape Valhalla, failing several times. Thor, who longed to be reunited with his true love, Valkyrie, reluctantly agreed to Hela's demands. However, things took a dark turn when, after fulfilling his part of the bargain, Thor discovered that Hela had no intention of letting him go. Hela informed Thor that it wasn't easy to leave Valhalla. A life needed to be taken for another life to leave Valhalla. In a fit of rage, Thor attempted to kill Hela, only to find out that she was carrying their child, which she would birth overnight. The birth of their monstrous son put Thor in a difficult position. He ultimately killed his son. Unfortunately, the situation only got worse when Loki killed Valkyrie to try and bring Thor back to Earth. Hela's desire for power and control ultimately leads to tragedy and heartbreak, as her nefarious plan to bear Thor's child results in the loss of both her son and Thor's true love. Ayesha, also known as Kismet or Her, is a powerful and enigmatic villain in the Marvel Universe. She is a cosmic being with incredible abilities, including flight, energy manipulation, and regeneration. She belongs to a race that values perfection above all else, and when it came to creating the perfect offspring, she had her sights set on none other than Adam Warlock, the perfect being according to her. However, when he rejected her advances, Ayesha took matters into her own hands by implementing reproductive pods into numerous heroes to see if any were worthy of carrying her child. Unlike traditional pregnancies, Ayesha's near-perfect physiology meant that she didn't have to carry her offspring herself. Instead, the pods she implanted in her chosen hosts effectively impregnated them on her behalf. One of the heroes she impregnated was Kazar, who surprisingly didn't attempt to remove the pod and instead helped Ayesha fight off her enemies. As she continued her quest for the perfect offspring, Ayesha encountered resistance from some of the heroes she impregnated, but ultimately she willingly removed all of her pods. However, the legacy of her actions continues to be felt, as her pursuit of genetic perfection leaves a lasting impact on the Marvel Universe. Medusa, the Queen of the Inhumans, is one of Marvel's most intriguing villains. Her hair is her weapon, with the ability to ensnare her enemies, and her gaze can turn them to stone. Medusa's ultimate goal was to create an offspring with her husband, Black Bolt, the Inhumans' king, who possesses a destructive voice. The couple aimed to produce the strongest Inhuman ever to rule the kingdom alongside them. In the Inhuman society, procreation was a regulated process, with a gene council overseeing who could mate with whom to ensure the best possible offspring. However, when Black Bolt broke the rules by mating with Medusa, the council was furious and sought to kill their unborn child. To save their child's life, Medusa decided to flee to Earth, where she could safely give birth. The baby, a promising new heir to the Inhumans' royal kingdom, possessed his parents' superpowers, with eyes like his father and a voice that could kill. Undetermined of her future, Medusa was overwhelmed when Black Bolt finally came to take her back to the kingdom. While the child was taken away for a few medical tests, the couple remained grim in silence as no one knew what the future had in store for humans or for Earth. Amora, also known as the Enchantress, is a powerful sorceress and one of Thor's most notorious villains. Known for her cunning and seductive ways, Amora has been known to use her powers to manipulate others to do her bidding. Her infatuation with the God of Thunder eventually led her to fall in love with him during her attempt to break him up with Jane Foster. In one storyline, they found themselves trapped on Earth with no way out, so they started dating. But as with many superhero relationships, things got complicated when Onslaught appeared, leading to a sudden end to their romance. Despite the setbacks, Amora continued to hold on to her love for Thor and even gave birth to his son in an alternate future where she reigned as the Queen of Asgard. However, Thor ultimately realized that this future was not what he wanted and went back in time to prevent it from happening. While Amora's attempts to seduce Thor may have been misguided, they stemmed from a deep desire to be with him and gain power through their offspring. Conclusion. In conclusion, the idea of supervillains seeking to have children with superheroes to achieve their nefarious goals may seem far-fetched, but it has provided some truly fascinating storylines in the world of comics. Whether it's Maxima trying to create a superior heir to the throne of Almerac, or Medusa seeking to give birth to the strongest Inhuman ever, these villains stop at nothing to achieve their objectives. While some of these stories may seem outrageous, they serve as a reminder of the unique and creative storytelling that can be found in the world of comics. The complex relationships between these characters and the power dynamics that come into play create a compelling and engaging narrative that captivates readers. In the end, these stories offer a glimpse into the dark side of superhero comics and the lengths that supervillains are willing to go to achieve their goals. It's a world where even the most unlikely pairings can have dire consequences, leaving readers on the edge of their seats and eager to see what happens next. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone!